morning everyone, myself Aryan and you are watching my channel Density of Physics. Density of Physics में आपका स्वागत है और everyone, today we will discuss about our most important topic of chemistry and first chapter of chemistry of class 10, which is chemical reactions and the equations. First thing we have to know that what is chemical reaction. So you can define that chemical reaction. How you can define that chemical reactions? You can say that when any chemical changes will occur, then chemical reaction will take place. We are saying that when chemical changes will occur, then the chemical reaction will take place. But what is the meaning of chemical changes? What is the meaning of chemical changes? So in your surroundings, you have to know at first chemical changes. So in your surrounding, you can see two types of changes. One is physical changes and second one is chemical changes. What is the meaning of physical changes? Physical changes means, suppose that I have this chalk and if I drop the chalk, after hitting the surface, the chalk will break. And it will break in some parts. It can be 2 or 3 parts. Suppose that after breaking the parts and before the breaking the parts, in both time the characteristics the chalk will be same. The characteristics and the nature of the chalk will be same. The melting point and boiling point of the chalk will be same. It will be not differ too much. Another example you can take. You have a glass of water and you drop the water glass. After dropping the water glass, it will break in some similar parts. Suppose that it can be 2 or 3 parts. After breaking the parts, you can see that the breaking parts boiling point and the before breaking the parts of the boiling point, both will be just similar. It will not differ too much. So this changes is called physical changes. When any object will change by their state but eventually not in their characteristics, not by their nature, then it is called physical changes. Clear? Now we have to know about that chemical changes. What is the chemical changes? Then you can see that the examples of fermentations of the grapes. What is the meaning of fermentations of grapes? Suppose that you have grapes, after that you are put it down for 2 or 3 days or 1 week, then after that grapes will shrinkize and after that it will be formed in resins. So this resins is after fermentations of grapes. This is called chemical changes. You can see many other examples of it. Suppose that you are taking food like apple, banana, bread, chapati and many other things. After eating the bread, banana, chapati, can you see in your body banana will move in the whole body by nerves, one nerves to another nerves. कभी आपने कभी देखा है कि एक नर्व से दूसरे नर्व तक बनाना और चपाती और रोटी जो ब्रेड those are moving in our body? Not. ये move नहीं करते हैं. Why it will be not move? Because it will convert, it will break in different parts, like it can be divided in protein, vitamins, or minerals, or any other thing, and it also will form in blood. So in blood and in the raw material of the apple or the bread, chapatis or anything, or it can be banana, both are two different. The sugar, it can divide in sugar, it can divide in carbohydrate, it can divide in blood, it can divide in protein, vitamin also. So it will not the same thing. So this is called chemical changes. You can see many types. It is not the single examples of it. In your life, in your surrounding, everywhere you can see that all the things, and manywhere you can see that chemical changes will take place and chemical changes will happening. So many places, not only one or two examples. Suppose that you are went in a party, after that कुछ क्या होता है, कुछ उसमें से सपोज दैट कि मटन से जो करीज होते हैं मटन के, वो आके आपके शर्ट पे या पैंट पे लग जाते हैं. आफ्टर दैट यू कैन सी दैट येलो टाइप is spot, then how you can wash it? Then you have to use that, you have to clear the spot of yellow type spot. You have to use that washing powder, you have to use that many types of things like soap, washing powder and any etc. like Lysol, and there are different types of. So when you use this thing, after that you can see that the color will be changed. After that, if the color will be not cleared, then you are using the lemon. After washing from the lemons, you can see that the spot will be clear. So these are the effect, these are the chemical changes. You can see any other examples like raw vegetables. After that you are cooking the vegetables, and the melting point, boiling point and their characteristics will be totally changed. Then these are the examples of chemical changes. When you can say that chemical reaction will happen or chemical reaction will take place, when chemical changes will occur. Then how can you understood that chemical reaction will take place or chemical reaction is happening? So when the state will be changed, when the first thing, when the state will be changed. Second one, when the temperature will be changed. Third one, that when the gases will release. And fourth one, that when the nature will be changed, then you can say that the chemical reaction will take place. From your class 10 book, you have the examples of class 10 book. From that experiment you have that which is called Magnesium ribbon experiment. In Magnesium ribbon experiment, you can see that when we burn the magnesium ribbon in presence of air, then it split a dazzling white split light, and after that it converts into white powder, and this powder is called magnesium oxide. So this is the chemical changes. How you can say this is the chemical changes? Because it converts in state also, it release some gases also, it release heat, and it also convert in their color. Magnesium ribbons totally change in the powder. So this is the chemical reaction. And now we will discuss about that chemical equation. What is chemical equation and how it is, why it is required and how it comes. So if you think in your mind, if you thought about it, that you are using a definitions of it, like this chemical reaction, magnesium ribbon will burn in presence of air, then it will convert in magnesium oxide powder. So it is too long, this description is too long, so we will say about that. This is very too long, and for scientists it is very difficult to learn, because we have not only a single reactions, so we have lots of reactions. So because of lots of reactions, we have to learn and we have to simplify it. So at first scientists make it word equation. What is the meaning of word equation? So for word equation, so because of simplification, scientists are uses some word equation. Which word will we take? So very specific word from the reaction will be taken. And this, now you can see that magnesium and oxygen make that magnesium oxide. It means the specific word which are used to make word equation, and this is called chemical word equations. In chemical equation, word equation, we can see the two parts. One is LHS, it means left hand side, and one is RHS, right hand side. In LHS and RHS, you can see that two things. You can see that two things which are participate in a chemical reaction is called, it can be two or more things which are participated in the chemical reaction is called reactants. What are called? Reactants. And which is the new thing will produce by this reactant or by this reaction is called product. Is called product, which is always represented by arrowhead. Product will represented by arrowhead and the tail of the arrow will represent the reactant side. Clear? And the plus sign, you can also see that one plus sign is here, and plus sign will say about the specific thing, or sorry, it will say that quantities of reactant to quantities of product. It can be here also that plus sign. So plus sign will represent that quantities of the reactants and quantities of the product. So this is the chemical body equation. So now today we discussed about chemical reaction and chemical equation and burning of magnesium bond. Now thank you to all of you to watching this video. Now I'm going to ending of the today's class. For the next video, for the next session, you have to follow, you have to subscribe my channel, and you will learn easily from this channel, which is density of physics, and I will describe all the parts of science in my channel. So to learn carefully and